Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be unboxing some new tech that we're using to help with our production. I happened to recently pick up a Canon EOS M50 and I've been trying that out, but as some of you may know that are into cameras, the battery on these are rather limited. So this is the battery. It's the LPE12, if I'm remembering that correctly. And these run for about 85 minutes. It's 875 milliamp hours of power. So continuous shooting, 85 minutes. The maximum shot time on one of these cameras is 30 minutes. I don't know why, but they decided to put a file cap of 30 minutes on there. So that being said, there's plenty of times when we shoot these videos that you might have a day that consists of way longer, many hours just to produce these 15-minute videos. And I didn't want to have to go out and buy the expensive batteries over and over again. So what I went out and did is I picked up a DC Drive cable. So basically this will put a cable into the bottom of this and allow it to run off of any USB DC power supply. So that can be off the wall or like what I've got here, one of my old power banks. This is 15,600 milliamp hours. So that's 17.8, basically 18 times the capacity of one of these little batteries. I mean, that makes sense. So that would give us 1,515 minutes of continuous shooting. Obviously, I'd have to take breaks because they're 30-minute increments, but that means I can go around and not have to worry about, is this about to die on me when I'm shooting anywhere, whether I have wall power or not. So let's go ahead, open this up and take a look at what we've got. So the company that makes this model is Raeisusp. I believe that's how you pronounce it. There are other companies out there that make that, including Canon. This had good reviews on Amazon, so I thought I'd give them a try. Note that it shows a different camera here and different plug here than what we're gonna get in the box. So pop that off there. All right, so we've got our manual. For some reason it's printed upside down because it unfolds. Go over that more later. Thank you card. I cheated a little bit. I opened this before and verified that it came with a US plug because, to be honest, that right there scared me. So we got a charger block made by the same company, 5 volts, 3 amps output. That should be decent, and I can use it on other things as well if I need to. Then we've got the DC drive cable. Takes up to 4 amps of 5 volt power, and it's going to output 7.6 volts. So this will be enough to drive our camera because this is 7.2 volts right here. And then we have our dummy block. So this might look familiar to you. DC coupler. So this is going to act as a go-between. It's going to basically act as the battery. And you'll notice there's the plug here for this to go in. In order to power the Canon M50 off of the DC drive cable, we're going to need to remove the battery. If you don't have a battery installed, you just have to open the door as if you were taking it out. And then you're going to slot the dummy battery that was included in the packaging into the battery compartment. And it'll click right in place. No way of putting it in backwards because it's keyed just like a normal battery. And close that back up. Now, you use your fingernail to pop this little grip kind of door open and push that to the side. And you'll see, now we can see that connector there. We take our connector and just push it right in there. And you'll notice it's got a little bit of spring to it because it's pushing against the battery spring. And this feels pretty solid to me. If you're going to be moving around a lot, you might take a piece of gaff tape and secure that more. But for our uses with a static tripod, I really don't feel like it's going to be a problem. And there you are. All you have to do is plug the other end of the cable, which is a USB, into any 5 volt, 2 amp or more power source. And the nice thing about this also is it's not going to be interfered with by the mount, which is what happens with those quick disconnects when you have the battery in and you need to change the battery. I noticed, oh, okay, now I've got to undo this, make sure that I don't get out of the shot that I want. So that's like that. Our battery here is charged up. This only outputs 2.4 amps, and it does say that you can use 2.4 amps, but it recommends 3 amps for this. So get a fast charging. Oh, that's interesting. Right when I plug this in, that light goes off. That's not good. Okay, well, let's try this. This is one of my older battery packs. I wasn't able to find my anchor pack. Off camera here, I have a plug multiplier. So let's plug that in. There we go. It's working just fine. Seems solid. Yep, so that should do great. So after a little bit of investigation, I noticed that the spec plate on the cable itself does say 5 volts, 2 to 4 amps, but then notice below it says in parentheses above 2.4 amps, 3 amps better. Now I've never seen this on a piece of equipment before for the spec plate to not be clear cut. Usually this is the minimum. If you want to go a little bit higher, this is the high end of like the voltage. Obviously for amperage, we don't care. But going into the manual as well, it continuates that kind of double talk of some places it says 2 amps is the minimum, and other places it says, nope, you need 3. Now, as we saw with our power bank, you do need 3. If you're going to go mobile, you need to have a quick charge. This had 2.4 amps on it and immediately went into overcurrent, which is what we were seeing when this shut down right when I plugged it in the cord. So you want to go mobile, you're going to have to get a power bank. That being said, they are relatively cheap these days. It seems like all the devices out there need to have a higher amperage than what this little device can put out. Again, it's one of my older battery packs, so you should still be able to do something for relatively cheap and get mobile. That being said, if you're going static, out of the box, you are set. It has a 3 amp charger, wall adapter included. It has the dummy battery and the cable. The cable is, I would say, 3 feet long, a little bit longer. So you're gonna want to have extension cord if you are doing that. I have extension cords everywhere, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm really excited to see what we can do with this, and I will be adding a long-term review video of this either onto the end of this video after we get a full day's worth of shooting using this, where it's going to be a souped up game of operation where you get a shocking surprise for messing up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button so you know exactly when this update comes out. If you like what you saw here today, hit that thumbs up button. If you happen to have comments on things we can do better, leave it right down in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you guys again on the next installment of Re-Engineer Tech. Have a great day, guys.